Guys, UFC 276 is stacked. Step into the octagon with our show sponsor DraftKings, the official sports betting partner of UFC. Knockout, submission, or even judge's decision, no matter who wins the fight or how the fight ends, new customers can bet $5 on UFC 276 and get $100 in free bets no matter what. Looking for a big payday? Check out DraftKings Sportsbook newest UFC feature, Same Game Parlays. Combine multiple bets like which fighter will win, number of knockouts, and more with your shot at an even bigger payout. If Sportsbook is not available in your state, check out DraftKings Daily Fantasy, where they will have huge contests for this weekend's fight. New DraftKings customers, download the DraftKings app right now. Use the promo code Sonnen. Put down $5 on UFC 276 and you will get $100 in free bets no matter what. That's promo code Sonnen when you download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now, the official sports betting partner of UFC. Max Holloway has joined the chorus, previous set forth by his soon-to-be opponent, Alex Volkanovski, that he's going to leave the 145-pound division. Guys, what's the message there? I know what they're going for. I know what guys are going for when they talk about leaving their weight class. I feel like maybe I started that. And I know I find a way to insert myself all the time, but I was the number one contender at 185 pounds. I went onto Fox, which was the broadcasting partner at the time, and I said, I'm the number one contender, but I haven't said where I'm going to use it. I might go down to 170 and take on St. Pierre, and I might go up to 205 and challenge John Jones. The only thing I've been given is a number one contendership. I'll let you know when I'm good and ready what weight class I'm going to use that. Simple as that line was. Nobody had ever spoke that way. Nobody had ever become a number one contender and then talked about leaving their division. I mean, in all fairness, just to the time of the story, this was massive news. I'm getting responses from George St. Pierre, who's very hard to get a response from, even if you're signed to fight. I'm getting responses by John Jones. Now we're seeing guys that are in a division, they're the best within their division. They're about to be crowned and recognized as the king of the division. They're talking about getting the hell out of the division. What does that do for you? If you're a 45-pounder and you're the leader of the 45-pound division and you don't want to be in the weight class, what subliminally, if nothing else, are you telling the world about your weight class where you're the kingpin? Take subliminal or not, you're openly telling them it's not a very interesting weight class. You're openly telling them it's not a very good weight class. You're openly telling them it's not a weight class that you want to be at. Why would I make you a number one contender? Why would I put you in a world title fight? Why would I put my belt around your waist if you don't want it? I mean, not for nothing, you start to see things like this and you start to appreciate Khabib even more. I don't know where all Khabib could have gone. I know the rumors and reputation of the spread that he could have covered. But isn't it something pretty cool that he didn't want to? Isn't it something pretty special? Wasn't it a beautiful light that he shined right on 155 pounds, that when he walked away, he left on 155, which, by the way, is recognized to this day as the most difficult and toughest division that our sport has? Is that really true? I mean, I believe that it's true. I come and tell you guys that all the time. Is it really true, or is this just the spotlight that Khabib put on it? Interesting concept. But the opposite is happening at 145. Whoever the champion is at this time next week has already told the media at current time right now that they want out. Both Volkanovski and Max have said this. I mean, what is the message that they're giving? What message should we have? And just so you guys understand the economics of MMA, like, this is not something confusing. This isn't something that you don't understand. Remember when we all had to live through the money fight? I want the money fight. Everybody said it. Do you remember that? Nobody quit saying it because they were annoyed with saying it or because we got tired of hearing them saying it. They finally got out a calculator, looked at their contract, and realized there's no such thing. You are incentivized financially one way as far as a money fight goes, which is to become the champion of your division and then receive participation on the back end known as the pay-per-view. There is a built-in mechanism through the sponsor, of which used to be Reebok when we had to live through this money fight business, and is now Venom, that will escalate you based on if you're a champion or you're a contender. Like, there are built-in things that can make your revenue go up. Aside from the escalation within your own contract, within your show fee, within your win fee. You coming out and having this really big fight that a whole lot of people want to see isn't actually a money fight, not for you. So it's a really tough one when I look at these guys and they're talking about what interesting matches there are other places. I don't know why they're doing it. What is it you're running from? And there is something I can share with you. When you go to bed every single night, when you're driving in your car every single day and you're focused on the same group of guys, it's going to be roughly 5 guys. It's going to be about 10 guys that you know you're going to have to go through, that you know sooner or later you have a high probability that you're going to be facing. That you've got this new up-and-comer who's a big pain in the ass, but only you've recognized it and the world doesn't see it. So you're coming up with your strategies of how to keep him down here and not elevate him where you are. Like the strategies and the thought that you will go into will drive a man insane. And when you finally get the guys that break, they finally break. They can't take it anymore. They can't take the thought of the same guys coming after them anymore. They leave the division. That's what it is. It is a mental weakness when you talk about leaving your division. That's a side of it nobody wants to look at. But the fellow fighters who just heard me say that are all going, yeah, Chael's right. They all reach a breaking point where the only thing that they know how to do is to get out. We see this in the fight itself. It's advertised to the audience as the guy that's slipping outside and he's digging to the body and he's coming back and he's going upstairs. It's not. I'm either going to quit before I make you quit. That's all that we're doing. We're having a mental toughness battle and we're going to test this physically. But mentally, this is about my will versus your will. And at some point when you want out of the division, you've broke. And I can't understand this concept of why these guys are advertising or why do they think that it's a cool thing. And I think that part of them is within their own mind. They think they can make more money. They'll look at it and go, look, this potential matchup that I would have at 145, win or lose Saturday night, my potential next matchup is going to be fill in the blank. But if I go up to 155 pounds, I could get opposite so-and-so, and that's going to, right, it's one of these things, but your pay is going to be the same. If you're the sitting champion of 145, when you go up to 155, your pay is no longer the same. Your pay decreases because you're not in on the championship bonuses. That's okay. These guys would rather take less money in reality, telling you guys that they're doing it for more money. But to take less money in exchange for more money to escape the pressure cooker that is these 10 guys that play through their head every time they close their eyes, every time they put their head on a pillow, every time they pick up a phone, every interview they do is worth it. Guys do not change their weight classes for any other reasons. And please don't mistake that. Please make sure that you understand that fully and clearly. A guy only gets out when he's broke. There's a number of things that can break a guy. There's a number of things that can drive somebody crazy, right? Chinese water torture is a very real thing. No matter how light and how subtle, if it happens nonstop, why are these guys wanting out of their own division? What are they saying about the division? And moreover, this entire concept that both of them are doing the same interview, both Volkanovski and Max are talking about leaving the division. One of them's got to go first. If you want the headline and you want the bounce, you got to say it before the guy going opposite you. He might be at the microphone 5 minutes before you. Listen and hear if he says it, and if he does, change course. And you see these guys that are in a situation like Sandhagen where they don't pay attention to their own division. You want to get a headline, you want to make this real interesting. If you're Mac or you're Volkanovski, 2 guys that I really respect. I don't want to give these guys a hard time. I'm not taking on Max and Volkanovski here. I'm taking on the concept of leaving your division because it's never going to go away. One, I just want to clear for the audience, nobody's leaving to make more money or for bigger fights. They're leaving because they've broke. Just so you know, make sure you're perfectly clear on that. But secondly, doing it on condition takes away from the fact that you're doing it all. Doing it on condition that I win is completely different than after this Saturday, I am no longer a 145-pounder. Win or lose, you're going to get a major bump when you go into a new weight class with a fresh coat of paint. It doesn't matter if you lost. You're now undefeated in this weight class. So if that's really what your objective is, and you're really trying to build something special, and you want to make look like it's your idea that you weren't forced out, you want to hide from the whole world what Chael just revealed, that you've cracked, you can't make it conditional. This Saturday, win or lose, I am no longer a 45-pounder. That's a powerful statement. Anything short of that You're disrespecting your division. You're doing the opposite of what Khabib did. You're not shining a light, you're dimming the light. Oh, and by the way, you're a liar.